Number 7, adjustments, not overhauls. Far too often people come in hot and heavy and ready for big explosive changes, and they try to do way too much, way too quickly. So in the beginning, yes, set your goals, lay out the things you want to try and accomplish and how you would like to try and accomplish them, write it out, and then I want you to look at each piece. I want you to try and get a measurement of how far outside of your normal day-to-day is this goal. If right now you don't work out at all, maybe setting a goal of working out 5 times a week on this really complicated, also very new workout is maybe too far outside of your norm. And the reason I want you to get kind of a measure of these things is because the farther outside of your normal that is, then the likelihood of you falling short of that goal and failing are significantly higher. Now, failing on its own, as we've talked about, isn't a problem, but in the beginning, when we already don't really have any momentum, well, we want to limit that as much as possible. We want to limit as much unnecessary failure as possible, because the more you fail at this thing, this all becomes a lot of negative emotion that we are associating with fitness, and then the next time you want to try it, you have to overcome all those emotions because the last thing you remembered is sucking at this. So try to make adjustments first. So before we go in and we implement all of these crazy things, let's see if we can just make some adjustments. If you're someone who wants to start improving your nutrition, start with changes that are almost unnoticeable. I like to focus on drinks and oils, because a lot of times I can find drinks that are much lower calories, and you realize you're going from 170 to 200 calories per drink down to 50 or 70 or 0 even. Well, that saves us a lot of calories over the course of a week. Oils go even further than that. 1 tablespoon of your average cooking oil is 140 to 170 calories. That's 1 tablespoon. Most people cook with 2 to 4 tablespoons. So if you're doing that 5 days to 7 days out of the week, you're putting on about a pound of fat just in cooking oils every 2 weeks, if not more, right? And that's on the low end. So just by replacing those cooking oils, that is saving you 1.5 pounds every 2 weeks. That's a huge difference. And it's gonna be a difference you start seeing in about 2 weeks. And that's gonna feel good, knowing all I did was swap out my drinks and I swapped out my cooking oils and I started losing weight and feeling better. That's fantastic. And those are the kinds of changes I like to focus on making in the beginning. They're very low friction with the rest of your life, right? As opposed to if I try to, day one, I'm gonna start eating this really new meal plan that doesn't include any of my favorite foods and is almost entirely things I don't generally eat. The likelihood of me maintaining that is very low because there's so much friction and it's so far outside of my norm. In the beginning, whatever your goal is, whether it's more about working out or moving more or eating better or getting more recovery, try to make the changes adjustments and try to make them as unnoticeable as possible.